Welcome to Pinellas County Schools TV here on Channel 14 and YouTube. My name is Eric Keaton. Our team has great news. Thanks to Spectrum, we have received hundreds of videos featuring Pinellas County athletic events dating back to the 1980s and 90s. They are classic high school football, basketball, baseball games, and more, showcasing some of Pinellas County's greatest alumni and contests. Visit our website to see what games will be on the schedule, and we will ask for the community's input on social media to find out which game you would like to see in October. So tune in, subscribe to PCS TV on YouTube, and we'll see you on the classic Game of the Week.
The East Lake Eagles 1-1 on this young season and still looking for their breakout Friday night. The Tarpon Springs Spongers, meanwhile, a perfect 2-0 and running roughshod over Pinellas County in the early part of this season. Tonight, Pinellas County's best rivalry continues. The Eagles and the Spongers on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. A football Friday at East Lake Stadium in Tarpon Springs. The Spongers are in town, and every time they are, it is on. Tarpon Springs taking on East Lake on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Drew Felios. This, the most intense rivalry in Pinellas County, Tarpon Springs and East Lake. So far for the Spongers, picture-perfect football. Efficient on offense, stingy on defense. They are 2-0. For East Lake, it's been the complete opposite, culminating with last week's heartbreaking loss to Countryside. For Artavis Scott and company, it was mainly the little things like missed chances and penalties. Once again, East Lake coming up short against the Cougars by a final score of 27-21 in a football game that they feel they should have had. So as I bring in my partner, he is former 15-year NFL veteran Mark Royals. Mark, welcome back to the high school game.
With you, Drew.
Two great quarterbacks in this contest tonight. This is always a great rivalry, but when you have two players like this, it's going to make it extra special.
Yeah, it typically starts with that. And Peter DeNovo, when you look at East Lake, he's a kid. He's a big kid at 6'2". They like his frame. He'll grow into that. And he's become the unquestioned leader of that offense by his work ethic. And when it's late in the game, when it matters the most, this is the kid that wants the ball in his hand. That's a good sign at a quarterback position.
And on the other side, Louis Pappas for Tarpon Springs. He is blazing away so far.
Yeah, and the thing that he's really improved on is his ability to read coverages. Now he has the ability to recognize things, get through his reads better, and get the ball to the open man quicker. He's a big part of that offense.
And for Tarpon Springs, Pappas has been distributing to guys that weren't in the program last year. They were lucky. They got some good-looking transfers, and they've been playing well.
Yeah, they really do. You never know who's going to show up at your door, but when you see Kenny Blanche show up, you're really excited. He comes in as a defensive player, and he says, you know, Coach, I'm a pretty good running back here. And they put him on the running back side, and then the whole offense took on a different complexion. He's a downhill guy looking to find that crease and then bounce it to the outside. On the other side, Dondre Daly at the receiver position, 6'2", a big kid. He can really spread the field, and he's a vertical threat, so it opens up the running game. That's a big reason why they're averaging over 47 points a game on offense.
Yeah, Tarpon Springs has been awesome so far offensively. The question, can East Lake slow them down tonight? You know they're going to try and put pressure on Louis Pappas. So we've set the stage. Coming up next, the kickoff. Number 20 against number 15 in our latest poll. The Spongers and the Eagles on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. So we are set at East Lake Stadium for the Tarpon Springs Spongers and the East Lake Eagles. And tonight's game is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And Sagicor, wise financial thinking for life. Tarpon Springs wearing the white and the maroon, the East Lake in the all blue. And Mark, the atmosphere here tonight just feels like this is a big-time high school football matchup.
It feels like it because it is. And you look at East Lake and kind of how they've started off at 1-1. They felt like they had a chance late in the game last week against Countryside to get a late score and possibly get that win. And, Coach Hudson talked about switching things up a little bit, about, maybe a different practice schedule or whatever. The kids are not quite on point like he had hoped at this stage of the season, but they have a very good football team. He felt like They were kind of anointed as a team to beat, maybe undeserving, but they're going to go out and try to prove that tonight. And Tarpon, boy, they came out of the gate strong, Drew, 47 points a game under Atif Austin, and they're doing some good things.
Here's the kickoff. Daly's in the end zone, and every time it's kicked in the end zone, a touchback in high school football. Mark, we are so excited about this game tonight, and so is the third member of our crew. Welcome, Brooke Bennett.
Drew, I don't know if I'm as excited as you. I know this is your Greek heritage. You are pumped about this game. But Atif Austin, you're talking about him, that maroon and white, he bleeds those colors, Drew. He held state records, school records, and, you know, he's bringing that college experience of a player and a coach right here to Tarpon Springs, teaching the kids to talk about their school, their pride, and everything like that. He takes them to elementary schools, has them dress up on game day, Drew. They have movie nights and team dinners. They are all about the Spongers over there on that sideline.
He, without a doubt, has brought a business approach to this Tarpon Springs football program, and in there, this is second year. You can tell the kids are really starting to embrace that. First down and 10, and a handoff on the first play of the game, and a big stick. Not much of a gainer right there because Dylan DeBoer, the senior defensive lineman, was there to make the stop.
Yeah, Louis Pappas, we talked about him in the open and how he's really grown as a quarterback and his ability to read coverages, which helps him get through his reads and get the ball to the open receiver faster. A lot of progress there. They're really happy with him, and you know he's at the helm of an offense, as we mentioned, very potent at 47 points a game.
So after no gain on first down, it's second down and 10, 3 wideouts. Spread to the right side, and they'll hand it off again. The Spongers will pick up 7 as Kenyatta Merricks bounces it up to the 26-yard line, and a look at the Tarpon Springs offense. Kenny Blanche, the transfer from Palm Harbor, with Daly, Merricks, Ronaldo Wright, and Dylan Bronstrot is the tight end. The offensive line, every one of these guys was a new starter this year, Mark. All junior varsity players last year, and tonight they're going to be tested big time.
They will be, and you know it's not always a bad thing that you're a young player. When you come up together like that, you're very coachable, and that's what Austin said, that these guys are sponges, and they're kind of like their names. They're ready to learn, doing a good job.
So a pitch on third down. It's Kenny Blanche, and Blanche will pick up the first down across the 35 and tripped up at the 36. So the Spongers moved the chains, and that's what made Tarpon so versatile this year, number 6.
Coach talked about Kenny Blanche, and when he first came to the program and how committed he was. He had a high ankle sprain. He went through that, got it rehabbed, and then came on and really dedicated himself, started on the defensive side. But on the offensive side, he told the coach, let me get in there and run the ball. And when he did, the whole team felt like the offense took on a different feel. So they're very happy with what he's doing there at the running back.
So first down and 10. Louis Pappas in the shotgun. Spent a lot of time working at quarterback camps and combines during the offseason. This pass is incomplete. Well defended by the Eagles. As that time Brendan Gettle was there to break up the pass. There's the front four for this Eagles defense. DeBoer, Jeter, Kalen Jones, and Andrew Freeman up front. The linebackers, very fast and very athletic. Artavis Scott, also a wide receiver, anchors that group, and Stephen Burek, he's a team leader. In the secondary, keep an eye on Devin Abraham, number 23. He is the son of former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Donnie Abraham.
Yeah, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree there. He's a very technically sound kid. He's young, but he's very talented.
So a timeout on the field. Eastlake, we'll talk this over. Let's take a look at the series history between these two clubs. You can tell this is why it's so tough when you have great rivalries, Mark. They're great because you never know who's going to win year after year.
Yeah, and I think we're looking at another one tonight. You don't know how this one's going to turn out, but it's pretty even there. All-time series is 14-7 over the last 6 meetings. It's kind of been a split deal. And, you know, two teams, Eastlake trying to really figure it out because they're very talented and expect big things out of their team. Been a little inconsistent so far. And, again, Tarpon Spring off to the quick start. So I think we're in for a special treat tonight.
Eastlake and Coach Bob Hudson stressed to us, Mark, during this week they've been stressing on alignment and assignment. What did he mean by that?
Alignment and assignment, it really goes back to the basics and the little things. He felt like those were the things that were getting this team beat. You know, a missed alignment, the way you set your feet, and those things will get you beat. Putting the ball on the ground, when the play's there, you've got to make it. So he stressed that all week long.
Second down and 10. Pappas wants to throw. They'll move around, trying to create some time. Louis Pappas. First down for the Spongers up near midfield at the 48-yard line.
And that's what Louis Pappas has been working on, is getting through his read so he can make quicker decisions. And you can see he gets a little bit of pressure, but he's looking around down the field. There's nothing, so he picks up the first down with his feet. And that's where he's really improved. When you make your decisions quicker, you commit to it. And a good run there, good heads-up play by your quarterback.
Harvard's great. Got a nice block that time, marked by Christian Smith as he started to scramble.
Really got command of the offense, and again, he's taken on that leadership role, and it's really because of how hard he's willing to work, and the other players see it, they feed off of it, and they've really gelled nicely there on the offensive side.
First down and 10. Blanche is the running back. We'll take it straight forward. Pappas keeps those legs moving before he's driven back by this Eastlake defense. Dylan DeBoer, the big senior, there to make the stop.
Oh. Where's it?
So DeBoer up front, the Stephen Burek, the big linebacker. Tarpon and Eastlake, a lot of families, their allegiance is split down the middle. Perhaps one child went to Eastlake, perhaps another went to Tarpon Springs.
Yeah, I love this about high school football, though. I mean, it's about as pure as it gets, and these families are here to watch their kids play, and it's just an exciting time in high school football.
So that was a first down pickup for the Spongers. They came up short the play before that, and under 80 right there, Tim Barber.
Yeah, it looked like a little confusion there in the backfield, kind of a blown play, and Eastlake in there to make sure he doesn't do anything with it for the loss, and that's kind of what they need, a little spark on the defensive side, because when you're facing an explosive offense like that, you can't give them too many opportunities. When a play is there to make, you need to do it. Good play defensively there, but pretty much a blown offensive call.
Pappas has been encouraging his head coach, Teef Austin, to open up the playbook a little bit more against this Eastlake team. Let's see how much they do that tonight.
Yeah, they feel like he's close to being ready to start audibilizing at the line, and they'll probably incorporate that as this season goes on. Didn't feel like tonight was the night he wanted to try it.
After the loss, second down, 13. Pappas into the flat. It's Blanche. Well played by this Eastlake defense. Weston Fordham, sophomore defensive back, would not let him out of his grasp.
Yeah, that's a great defensive play there. Keying on your reads, getting your hands on the receiver and getting him on the ground. And that a lot of times comes from film study and knowing what you're seeing and reacting to it. So good play there defensively. Eastlake trying to bow up here and make a quick defensive stand.
There's the numbers on Fordham. I've seen some quick throws from Pappas. Mark, how do you expect this Eastlake defense to try and pressure him tonight?
Yeah, that's typical of what you'll see early in a game is you want to get some quick throws to get your quarterback settled down and get into a nice rhythm. You get some production going on, so they're facing a big third down here.
Now, at this time, 3rd and 15. Looks like you got a stoppage in play.
It's got to be the game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
When if you're Eastlake coming in here with a high-powered offense like that, Drew, that's what you want to do is you want to make that quarterback uncomfortable. You're probably going to see some different blitzes and disguises in coverage to make him a little uncomfortable and not be able to focus in on where he's going with the ball and have to make some decisions, get some pressure on him, make him uncomfortable.
So 3rd down and 19.
How good, Brett?
For this Tarpon offense, 4 wide receivers and Kenny Blanche next to Pappas. Billy wants to throw downfield. A man's out there and just out of his grasp. Was looking for Dontre Daly and just barely overthrown.
You got a flag on the play. We'll take a look at that. But, you got long yardage to go. Sometimes you just throw one up and hope for the best. Just a little long there for his receiver.
The flag is down at the 40 along that right side. Looks like it's going to be against Tarpon Springs.
Illegal formation, offense, penalty is declined, 4th down.
You can see the pass just a little bit too long. You throw it up there to your vertical threat, and that's just a little long for him. Sometimes when you get your fingers on it, you can make that big catch. Not quite happening there. And Eastlake, exactly what they'd hoped to do is come out here, stop that high-powered Tarpon offense, get the ball in their hands, and then start driving the field, take some time off the clock, and keep those guys on the sideline.
Elijah Arjama now in to kick it away. Eastlake sends Abraham back. Barely gets it away. Ball may have been tipped as well. It takes a Tarpon Springs bounce, and the Spongers are down it at the 35-yard line. So that's where Pete DeNovo and this Eastlake offense will start. The Eagles still trying to kick it into high gear.
Yeah, Pete DeNovo we talked about in the open, and great size. Feel like he's going to mature as a player. Has worked really hard, and the thing you like about your quarterback is in the toughest times in games, when it means the most, when the game's on the line, he's the kid that wants the ball in his hands, and that's exactly the kind of spunk that you want from that position. So he's doing a nice job there offensively.
Eastlake starts in the traditional I formation. DeNovo under center. Rolling to his right. Hits his man at the 47. Nice throw, nice catch. And that's a good way to get Artavis Scott going early.
Yeah, you get one of your best receivers going early. It's a good throw. He gets out on the edge, squares his shoulders with a nice pass, and it's really not bad coverage there, but good concentration for Artavis Scott to reel that in. And again, sometimes, you're not always going to have the perfect scenario. When you have an opportunity, the ball's close, make the catch. So a good opening play here by Eastlake and getting that offense established.
An 18-yard gain and to start the offensive charge for the Eagles. Now some shifting around. Hand it off to Tyler Lane. Lane bounces off a tackle and look out. Tyler Lane turning the corner. Hurdles the tackler. He's inside the 20, down to the 15, a pickup of 32.
Tyler Lane does a really good job here being patient. Let his offensive line get in front of him, create a little crease, and that's all you really need. You get through that crease, bounce it outside, you cut it back up to get a few additional yards. But Eastlake has come out early in this football game with a lot of emotion, really down from last week. And you see a good week of practice. The coaches felt good about it, and they've come out and really established themselves, both defensively by getting the ball back for your offense, and now a good drive here for their opening possession.
It's a first down from the 15. Boy, Lane showed something on that run, refusing to go down. They'll give it to him one more time. And this time he runs into that Tarpon wall at the 15. This Eastlake offense with Tyler Lane and Tyler Carbonelli, the fullback. The wideouts are Artavis Scott, Robert Coggins, the possession guy, and Stephen Burek plays linebacker on the other side. The offensive line for Eastlake, big and physical as always. Mason Cole and Keaton Cole, the two tackles we'll be keeping an eye on tonight. So when we come back, Eastlake has the football, second down in business. We're back to Eastlake Stadium after this. Drew Felios, Mark Royals, and Brooke Bennett here at Eastlake High School. The Eagles are driving a second down and 10 from the 15. DeNovo hands it off. It's Tyler Lane running through a big hole. Lane bounces it to the outside. Tyler Lane. Touchdown.
That's exactly how you draw it up, Drew. If you're Eastlake, you get the ball in your hands, you want to methodically drive it down the field, mix it up, run and pass. Tyler Lane, he's a captain for a reason. Just a simple handoff on the outside, waits, he's patient, it takes his block, makes a guy miss. Then he's got the speed to get in the end zone, fights off a defender with the stiff arm to get it in for the early touchdown. A great effort there by your running back.
Extra point by Gonzalez is good. Second rushing touchdown of the season, this one from 15 yards, and Tyler Lane broke about 5 tackles between the 2 runs he had on this drive.
Yeah, and they love this kid. He's very hard-nosed. He's a vocal leader, and you can see very elusive. You watch his stiff arm here at the goal line, gets it out there, and then the effort to get it over the pylon there for the touchdown. But great vision here, nice cuts. You're not always going to have the open field. You have to make people miss. He's a hard-nosed kid, and he's not going to be denied. They're a great start, both defensively, getting that ball back, and then Eastlake on the offensive side, taking it down the field and getting the early touchdown.
The drive, 3 plays, 65 yards. Coach Hudson likes what he sees early, and Coach Hudson was bragging about Tyler Lane in a moment that he had last week in a game, Mark, when he went LeGarrette Blunt.
Oh yeah, he's a talented kid, and you have to hats off to your coach. You sit there after you lose a game, and then you kind of revise things about how you're going to go about practice and the little things and technique and all those different things. And they come out tonight looking extremely sharp.
He hurdled a tackler last week right near the sideline.
Perfect.
In that game against Countryside, and kind of made everybody just stop for a moment and say, wow, as we look at the team comparison between Tarpon and Eastlake. You see how the Tarpon offense has been unstoppable so far, but it has come against Clearwater to take nothing away from the Tornadoes and the Falcons, but Eastlake, I think, in a different league.
Yeah, they're definitely the team to look at this year, and that's a lot of pressure. You come out and you're expected to win. It takes on a whole different feel, and you look at that point differential. Tarpon has put up a lot of points, take nothing away from them, but this is a good Eastlake football team.
So Eastlake with a 7th spot on the board. Let's see if Tarpon can respond. Pappas back on the field. He hands off to Blanche. And he Blanche tough yards. The ball comes out. And Tarpon is able to recover at the 30-yard line. So they dodge a bullet right there. And Mark, now it is time for your keys to the game.
Yeah, if you're Eastlake coming into this game, you look at a team scoring 46 points a game. You want to control the ball and keep that offense on the sideline. And then explosive plays. If you're scoring that often, you know that they're capable of doing it any time, so you minimize those. And then the early season expectations. When you're the team that is supposed to win, there's a lot of pressure on you. Eastlake feels like they haven't lived up to their end of the bargain, and Tarpon's gotten off to the good start. So we'll see how this season unfolds for both teams.
That ball recovered by Ronaldo Wright. It was a first down after the recovery. Is it back to Blanche? Blanche is run down. I'll tell you what, Dalvin Flagler's got some speed for the Eagles.
Yeah, when you read the play, Kevin Flagler, you watch the burst through the hole there. You get your hands on the running back and then get him on the ground. That's a great defensive play there. When you get that opportunity, you've keyed on your reads. When it's there, go make the play, and he certainly does that. Good burst there by your defender.
That was George Campbell. Check that on the tackle, the freshman. You look at the size of Campbell, hard to imagine him being only a 9th grader.
Yeah, that's a big kid. When he fills in that frame, he's got a lot of speed, and he's going to be a player to watch over the years.
So 2nd down. Pappas pump fakes this time. Out, heaves it downfield. A man is out there. It's incomplete. Ronaldo Wright had a perfect shot at it, but just could not get his body turned around.
Yeah, that's a tremendously thrown ball right there by Louis Pappas. He buys some time here, and he throws it up there, and it just kind of misplayed it a little bit. He kind of ran when it got to his back shoulder. When it got up on him, it was too far behind him to make the play. That's a missed opportunity there, but a very well-thrown ball by number 7. You put it out there like that, you got to give your receiver a chance to go get it. Just a little misjudgment on when that ball was coming down. It got to his back shoulder.
Louis Pappas has some college interest right now, does not have any firm offers to play at the next level. Expecting those to come in time. 3rd down and 5. All fired to the right side, but this one is incomplete. Out there was Kenyatta Merricks. Right now, Louis Pappas, 1 of 5 to start passing, only a -1 yard.
And it looked like a little confusion there on the route. After Louis Pappas throws the ball, his hands go up in the air, kind of unsure if the receiver ran the right route there. So potentially a little confusion there in the offensive huddle. A good job again, Eastlake coming in here with a team that's scoring a lot of points and really making a statement defensively. I think when you see a team come in here, you have a little chip on your shoulder. They're scoring that many points. You're going to say, hey, you know what? You're not going to do it in our house.
Oh, Arjamon back to kick it away. Abraham will receive it for the Eagles.
I might have read him sure.
Will field it at the 22. Evan Abraham. Tackle right there. A flag does come down. Nick Kessel made the stop. Let's check out the infraction.
They get a push in the back there with the officials right on the spot there. Devin Abraham doing a nice job of not letting that ball stay on the ground and get those additional yards. So he's just trying to make something happen there at the end.
Illegal block in the back during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down, Eastlake.
Mark, this Eastlake team, very active at 7-on-7. Coach Hudson said they maybe read some of their headlines a little too much. Well, this week they have come out with a head of steam.
Yeah, he really did say that sometimes you can be a little overrated coming out of those drills, but you get a lot of benefit from it. But offensively, they really have come out and moved it around a little bit through the air and then established that running game. And again, they've come out early in this game with a lot of energy and almost with a chip on their shoulder with something to prove. Off to a great start.
So DeNovo in the shotgun this time with Carbonelli next to him. The Eagles have spread them out, 4 wide receivers. DeNovo will take off himself. I could see he's got some wheels. Up to the 26-yard line. That is very close to Eastlake first down. He may very well have it. There's the defense for Tarpon Springs. Muchnock has been a huge surprise. Number 56 along the front. He's a transfer from the Ohio area. The linebackers for the Spongers. Nick Hessel leads that unit. Henry Coburn, DeMarcus Jones with him. And in the secondary, Montel Johnson with Rudy McNeil, Batania, and Jordan Williams. So it is a first down from the 26. Here's Lane. Tyler Lane picks up a couple.
You know, one thing Coach Hudson told us about his quarterback is he's a hard-nosed kid, and sometimes he has to go to him and say, listen, there's a time as a quarterback that you need to get down and not take that additional hit. But he's the kind of kid that wants to get that extra yard and try to run over people. He'll learn that as he continues to mature.
And DeNovo's got all the intangibles you want out of a quarterback to play at the next level, Mark. Just trying to get that arm strength where it needs to be, but just another kid who is just, yes, coach, yes, sir, doing everything it takes that Coach Hudson wants him to do.
Yeah, and he feels like he's for sure going to play at the D1 level. He'll graduate in January. He can enroll early in college, and they feel like the arm strength, he can make all the throws, just the velocity that he's lacking at this point. As he matures into his body, they feel like that's going to come around.
So 7-0 here early. Eagles with a second down and 9. From the 27. Back to the I formation for Pete DeNovo. Go with that hard count. Tyler Lane takes it up for 1 yard. He's met by a Tarpon wall. A nice job plugging the hole by Michael Luntakos. Well, we've talked about this Tarpon coaching staff and Atif Austin. Brooke, this Eastlake staff is pretty doggone good as well.
Oh my gosh, they absolutely are. And Drew, I know you were talking as we were in a break about how big this team looks from up in the box. Well, their coaching staff is stellar. It's got to be one of the best in the county, if not in the state. 3 guys on the coaching staff with NFL experience. We talk about Donnie Abraham, once the head coach at Gibbs. He's now back at Eastlake. We're going to see a lot from his son. So Bob Hudson is working with a great, talented group here tonight. And I know that they're still trying to put these big plays together. And this team is really just starting to gel, as I was talking to some of the coaches on the sideline before this game got underway.
They're down at 7 now. DeNovo looking for Scott. And this is going to bring out the flag.
I liked my parents phone down spreadsheet.
Okay, take a look at the replay here. Number 2, Montel Johnson. The problem as a defender is when you don't turn around and find the ball, you're typically going to get thrown for pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Great coverage by the defender, running with the receiver, but you've got to get your head around and look for the ball. And if you do that, you're probably not going to get called. That's something that the coach will get in his ear and talk to him about. But you see it all the time. Not only this level, you see it at the NFL all the time.
Montel Johnson, only 5'6". Eastlake likes that matchup here early. Trying to hit Artavis Scott.
Yes.
Heck, they like Scott against anybody. Now first down from the 44. Novo hands it off to Lane. Good job again. Boy, nice tackling. Alex Muchnock. This is the kid, Mark, who came down from Ohio, showed up on the doorstep of Atif Austin the day before practice.
Yeah, they're wondering how in the world they're going to get this kid on the field, but his mom came in and they did all the necessary paperwork, had the physical already, and got him on the field. So he pretty much got out of his car and put his uniform on and started playing. But he's been a pleasant surprise. Again, a kid you don't know is going to be on your football team, but when he shows up, he's hard-nosed, works hard, loves the game, and has been a real nice surprise for them.
There he is right there. Coach says he can tell he was well coached, too, wherever he came from.
Very technically sound when he got here.
A second down now. The flags come down, and this may be a delay of game.
I tried to help you.
Go now.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Mark, that could be a factor tonight. With this atmosphere, as loud as it is, sometimes these quarterbacks will lose their focus.
Yeah, you want to stay on point with everything, and when the quarterback runs to the sideline every time to get the play, and gets back in the huddle, sometimes that can create some problems there. But get your play, get in the huddle, and get up to the line and run your play.
So a second down, 15. After the penalty, it knows well. That's to throw again. As time screaming around. The Tarpon defense can't catch up to him. They finally do at the 45. It picks up 6 yards on the scramble, but he did not go down easy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I mean, that's a great effort here by your quarterback to get some positive yards there. There's nowhere to go with it. He's getting pressure up front. He kind of buys some time, breaks a couple of tackles, and this is exactly what the coach talked about. He could easily just go out of bounds right here. He tries to cut it back up for that additional yards and sometimes takes those unnecessary hits.
Mark, we've talked about Countryside game last week, but the week before last, Eastlake barely beat CCC.
Yeah, that's been the disappointing start to the season for them, as they feel like they have so much talent, and this is kind of supposed to be their year, and they really haven't lived up to that yet, but they also feel like how they contested early.
DeNovo, line for his life. And Tarpon's defense has clearly made adjustments here on this second drive, as Eric Kehoe was there to trip him up, and once again, 56 is flying all over the field.
Yeah, Alex Muchnock right there. Tough name to say, but he's a tough kid. And again, when you come in, you've been well coached. You know you're technically sound. You know your reads, and you get after the football. Good things normally happen. Good effort play there.
We've played one quarter here in Tarpon Springs. The Spongers and the Eagles see Eastlake with a 7-point lead. Welcome back to the Subway Restaurants game of the week. Tonight we are in Tarpon Springs at Eastlake Stadium, and next week we are heading to Town and Country, where the Buccaneers from Berkeley Prep will host Lake Highland Prep. That game next week, same time, same place, right here on Bright House Sports Network. So the Tarpon defense is held here, and now Eastlake will have to punt it away.
Yeah, when you look at a game like this, it's you think it's going to be back and forth all night. This is an area of you really want to watch on the special teams side. Talking to some of the coaches from Eastlake, as we did this week, they said that typically they've gotten production out of their special teams in the form of points. Hasn't happened this year. So look for a big play on special teams tonight on one side or the other, maybe to make the difference in this football game.
Sebastian Gonzalez on the field to punt it away for the first time on a 4th down at 16. Kenyatta Merritt's will receive this low kick. Let it bounce, and the Eagles will down it at the 25-yard line, so it turns out to be a pretty good punt, even though it didn't look very good coming off his foot.
Yeah, it wasn't the best-looking thing in the world. Looks like the punter hit the ground a little bit, but a low punt came out of there, got on the ground and rolled for those additional yards, and sometimes they don't always look the best, but they can still serve the purpose, and that's one of them there.
Our Bright House Sports Network media poll heading into this week 3 still has the Armwood Hawks as the number 1 team in the land. Manatee right now in a duel with Don Bosco Prep that we're keeping our eyes on. Lakeland, Plant, and Southeast in the top 5. Countryside ranked 10th. Big battle with Jesuit and Robinson also tonight. First down and 10. Pappas wants to take this one himself, and he'll pick up 2 hard yards before he's driven way back. Let's see where they mark this one after the forward progress.
Tell you what, this takes on a different feel of a lot of high school games that we do. We're watching it up here, and there's a lot of energy out there, a little chippiness on both sides, and you can tell this is a rivalry game. And don't understate the fact that Eastlake has been trying to kind of find their groove, and early in this football game on both sides of the ball, they've really come out and kind of established that line of scrimmage, and they got the early score and look like they really have things turned around the direction they want it.
So they call it no gain, a 2nd down and 10. As Pappas was driven back. Tarpon's air attack has not taken flight just yet. No try this time. Long throw is knocked away. Was intended for Ronaldo Wright. A good job in coverage by Devin Abraham. Looked like Maynard possibly in coverage. Let's see. Yes, it was Maynard.
Yeah, Matthias Maynard doing a really good job there of what we talked about earlier, is getting your head around to find the football and keeping the receiver next to the sidelines. So he's either going to knock him out of bounds or he can turn up and knock the ball away. So that's a great job of finding the ball in the air and knocking it away. Good defensive play.
Well, I like this Eastlake secondary. I mentioned Abraham. We haven't really called his name defensively, but Maynard, that was perfect coverage.
Yeah, these kids are well coached, and it's showing in their technique and how they're getting to the football.
3rd down, 10. Under pressure. Atlas will be sacked. Dylan DeBoer drags him down for a huge loss back at the 15.
Dylan DeBoer doing a good job of just pressuring up the middle, and they keep the quarterback in the pocket. There's really nowhere to go, and he gets his hand on that jersey and throws him down. And defensively, what they've done is they're creating a lot of different looks here. Louis Pappas is really kind of unsure about where to go with the football and applying that pressure, making him uncomfortable. A good job on the sack by Dylan DeBoer.
So the Spongers backed up. Will have to punt it away. Here comes the pressure. Get it away clean. Have not seen a punt return yet in this game. Jacob Miller lets it roll, and they'll down it at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and Eastlake doing a great job there defensively of backing up Tarpon. So now they get the ball almost at the 50-yard line to start this offensive drive. So a good job defensively there, creating the field position.
Oh, Eastlake has some tremendous young players, as we see one down right now on the field.
Good.
That's Sonny Shamsey, the senior offensive lineman, who does a great job on special teams as they're tending to him. Let's look at some of the up-and-comers. Devin Abraham leading this bunch. But, Mark, I'll tell you what, if you're a college coach right now, all these guys are on your radar.
Oh, for sure. And sometimes it takes kids a while to get it. And as sophomores, sometimes you don't. But these kids clearly do. And, Devin Abraham at the top of that list, when you're a sophomore and you're a captain, I think that speaks about where you're headed. You'll have a chance to go to the next level, as will most of these guys, if they decide that's what they want to do. And see Mason Cole there getting a lot of interest and very productive young players. We talked about Artavis Scott, Drew, and what a great kid he is. Had a situation last week where he felt like maybe he had a play that he didn't make. It kind of haunted him all week. He finally got over it. The coaches said on Wednesday, but took it very serious, and ultimately it's going to be a good thing for him.
There's a look at Devin Abraham. Artavis Scott wears number 7 for this Eagles team. And Mark, he was texting all of his teammates throughout the week saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when you care like that, that's a good sign. And, he's a reason that they have been as productive as they have. And for a play like that to affect him like it did, and for him to take blame for it, I think it says a lot about the character of that kid.
Push down in 10 for Pete DeNovo. Going to hand it off to Carbonelli. Tarpon's defense has made the adjustments as Tyler keeps on turning, but I think his knee was down at the 46-yard line. I think Tarpon's Atif Austin, their head coach, summed up this rivalry best, Mark, when he said, it's like Iowa versus Iowa State. And he knows best, having played for the Cyclones in the Big 12. He said, just throw out the records and everything because it's a brawl. Not to compare it to fighting, because we don't at all promote that at the high school level, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, you walk in his office, he's on the right track, very organized. You see the big boards and everything. He has everything laid out, and he's right. When there's a rivalry game, sometimes you look at the Redskins and the Cowboys and the different rivalries in the NFL. It doesn't matter. When they hook it up, anything can happen.
DeNova Up to his left. Now wants to run. He'll throw and it's caught. A good job of buying time and dumping it off. Stephen Burek, the big guy, has his first catch of the night.
Yeah, sometimes you're going to be flushed out. You're going to have to move around. You can see he's just buying time, but he's got the wherewithal to keep his eyes down the field, knowing where his receivers are and what the routes are. If there's somebody open, get the ball to him. Plants his feet, delivers the ball, a strike across the middle. So a really nice job there of extending that play by your quarterback.
How about Stephen Burek? Has an offer right now from Yale. You can imagine how smart he is in the classroom.
We say more, getting it done in the classroom as well.
Let's say ends. First down. Losing early. Across the front. It looked like Keaton Cole, the big guy, jumped first.
Yeah, that's a big man right there. He's a little anxious to get going there. And
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
that's what Coach Hudson talked about last week in the game, or things like that kind of haunted them down the stretch. But again, just a special football game here. A lot of great athletes on the field, and still think we're in for a treat of a night.
So first and 15. DeNovo still checking off his receivers. At first option's been covered. And a nice job at tipping it away by Michael Luntakos, the second time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, good heads-up play at the last second, and you look at DeNovo buying time, getting on the edge, and kind of doing what you're not supposed to do as a quarterback, throwing back across the field. Good recognition there to knock that pass away. It's hard when you got your quarterback on the move to really keep track of the receivers sometimes and be in a position to make a play. So much can happen there, so we're going to stay home and make a play defensively.
Marcus Eastlake program has so much going for them when you look at how good they are in the classroom and their district. 8A District 7 with Palm Harbor, Northport, and Sarasota Riverview. Most of the tough work is in front of them because they have not played a district game just yet, but what they do in the classroom, the coaches they have, the fan support they have, all they need now is just for it all to come together.
Yeah, and really the expectations of this year are big for them. They've been building this program and developing these athletes, and they've gotten themselves in a position where they're viewed as a team to beat. And, you know, Coach Hudson wants his team to stay hungry. He said that he felt like maybe that's sort of what was lost a little bit. And this week, that's what they kind of went back to, is reestablishing themselves and what got them here.
Second down at 15. Another flag comes down. Also should mention Eastlake sent 9 players to play college football last year. 5 of those earned some sort of scholarship money, so they are sending them to the next level.
Yeah, and I like we talked to Coach Hudson about that and that process and what his role is. And, you know, he has a pretty good understanding of where these kids can flourish. And, you know, he doesn't make the decisions for those players, but he also helps to kind of direct them and keeps things real with them so they make good decisions when they go to the next level. And they're certainly sending a lot of them that way.
Second down, 15. Tyler Lane, keep an eye on him, right side of your screen. Who's been the most productive offensive player so far. DeNovo just takes it himself, and he's going to continue to grind out the yardage. Pete DeNovo, near a first down, maybe a yard short, but how about the effort from number 8?
Well, and that's what you talked about. A lot of times he maybe should go down and not take the hit, but here's the opposite side of that. When you keep working and fighting, then sometimes this happens. And he's a hard-nosed kid. He keeps those legs moving. The linemen are helping him go down the field, but watch his reaction when he gets up. Very enthused about it, and trust me, those players feed off of the quarterback and his energy. Just a great effort play there by your quarterback.
A strong kid, too. Benches about 250 pounds.
And that's leadership right there. Just extra effort, and the whole team feeds off of it.
Arbonelli will punch it right through the middle. First down, Eagles.
And Drew, that's the game plan. When you come in, again, against a high-powered offense, you have to go in thinking your offense is going to control that football and methodically march it down the field every time you get it. They can't score if they're on the sideline watching you. And Eastlake has done a good job of ball control here in the first half of this football game.
So a first down from the 24. Eastlake just grinding out the yardage behind their big offensive line. Here's a look at Robert Coggin. Open for one to be thrown his way. Carbonelli, the fullback. Lane, the running back. DeNovo wants to throw. Has his man. At the 12, Artavis Scott has been running picture-perfect routes so far tonight.
A good route runner. And DeNovo, you watch him and you hear the clock in your head as a quarterback. And he gets a little bit of pressure. When he feels it, just watch. He just steps outside and buys time and gets on the edge and throws the ball very accurately on the run, puts it right on the sideline where only Artavis Scott has a chance to make the play. Again, just you can't say enough about your quarterback extending plays, making good decisions, running tough yards up the middle, hard nose. He's a great leader of this football team.
First down 10. Crowd starts to get into it. It's Lane. Lane hurdles the tackle. He's dragged down by Nick Kessel right there in the middle. 5-yard gain.
And, we talked about when we got here how hot it was in this press box, and you keep an eye on that in this football game. When you can control the ball like that offensively on a hot night and you just shove it down somebody's throat, that's going to show up in the second half, and some of these kids will start feeling the effects in the third and fourth quarter.
So far, it's been all Eastlake. The Eagles lead 7-0, and they're looking for more. Well, 7-0 your score on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Eastlake has dominated so far, and Pete DeNovo has been very impressive on this drive.
See why there's so much interest in that kid, because he brings a lot to the table, and very productive, makes good decisions, tough, hard-nosed, and got good command of this offense, doing a great job tonight.
Carbonelli in motion. I'll fake it to Lane. Now Tyler makes the catch. He's stuck right there. Boy, I'll tell you what. Nick Kessel, the linebacker, if he starts to get into this football game, you just feel a big play is going to happen defensively for the Spongers.
Yeah, they're looking for a big play because they've pretty much been manhandled there, and a good play to keep him out of the end zone, and it's going to be important for them to keep Eastlake at least to a field goal attempt here. But Nick Kessel, he's a special player, and you look at his numbers on the year. He's got the 1 sack along with the 12 tackles, but he's a playmaker. He's always around the ball, so don't be surprised if we're talking a lot more about him before this one's over.
DeNovo 4 of 5 passing so far. Tyler Lane, right side, touchdown.
Talked about him, how hard-nosed he was. When you get around the goal line, you need some tough yards. You're going to hand it off to number 2, Tyler Lane, but watch the block up front by Tyler Carbonelli. Kick-out block, just enough to get Tyler Lane in the little gap, and he's tough enough to run over a couple players and get that ball in the end zone. A very impressive drive by Eastlake. The defense created the field position on the short punt, but they slowly, surely, methodically marched it down the field for their second touchdown. Great job.
Gonzalez tees up the extra point. It is good. A big catch by Stephen Burek. Also Artavis Scott, a big scramble by DeNovo, and then Tyler Lane finishes the deal.
It's all about making plays when they're there, and Eastlake has been very productive. Just a simple straight handoff to the right, good blocking up front, good kick-out block by your offensive fullback there. You see it from behind. Just watch the block there. The offensive lineman leading the way there. And number 77, Jordan Kidder. So great job all around. And again, Tyler Lane's the guy that you want to give the ball to when it matters the most. And maybe not that big, but he's a tough one.
He's like an impressive first half so far by Lane. The drive 9 plays, 55 yards, and it turned out 4:50 on the clock. Let's send it down on the field to Brooke Bennett, who is with a very special guest.
Thank you, Drew. Doug Pugh with Big County Preps. You were here last week, Eastlake playing Countryside. They are up 14-0 to Tarpon right now. Is this a completely different team that we see out on the field tonight?
Absolute 180 from what I saw last week. Countryside caught them in the trenches. They really beat them up in the second half. Eastlake's come out tonight and really, truly done what they've had to do, and they're the ones pushing around Tarpon tonight.
Well, Doug, if you're Tarpon and you're on that other side of the sidelines tonight, what do you have to do now going into almost the half here down 14-0?
They're going to have to get the ball out of Louis' hands a lot quicker, or they're just going to stack 9 in the box and wait for Kenny Blanche to run the ball. There's not much time for Louis to throw. They got to get the ball out of his hands quicker, or else it's not going to work tonight.
We've been talking about the quarterback and Tyler Lane here a lot tonight. How good are they looking right now?
they look like they're ready to redeem themselves from last week. Tyler Lane had already gotten half of his total output from the first quarter last week. So they're definitely doing what they're supposed to be doing tonight.
Well, Drew, you heard it from down here on the sidelines. Right now, this is an all Eastlake ball game. Let's send it back up to you guys.
Louis Pappas trying to fire back here, handing off to Blanche. Kenny Blanche, that's his best run of the game, 9 yards before he's knocked down at the 28.
Yeah, they're going to have to establish that run because they've created all sorts of pressure for Louis Pappas and made him uncomfortable, and they have not really established anything offensively. So give Eastlake a lot of credit for having a good game plan to try to confuse him, and so far so good for that early in the game.
So second down and short coming up. Tarpon Springs out of sync so far offensively. They got near midfield on their first drive, but since then have stubbed their toe time and again. 3 wideouts. Bottom of your screen. Second down and short for Pappas. This is a tough snap to field, but Louis does his best. Now trying to run. He hits his man at the 31-yard line. It's Montel Johnson, and that should be a Tarpon first down.
Yeah, good play there. The ball comes back, never gets off the ground. It just kind of dribbles back, no panic. Louis Pappas goes back and picks the ball up, and you see on the replay, it just rolls back to him, and then he buys time on the edge. And, if there's somebody open, you throw it to him like he does for the first down. If it's not, you either run it out of bounds or throw it away. So out of a broken play, a good job to pick up the first down.
That was Ronaldo Wright on that catch. And now some of the injuries start to plague the Spongers. Andrew Hageman, big offensive lineman, goes 6'2", 265 now, running out of the bottom. A line for Tarpon, very young, as we said before. They are not very deep. They need Hageman on the field.
And I know it's been a long time ago since I played high school football, but I don't remember kids being this size on both sides of the ball. I mean, there's some big kids. It looks like you're watching a small college football game here.
Yeah, I will. You did.
That timeout on the field. Tarpon will talk this over. It's a big play coming up for the Spongers. There's that offensive line, Mark, and it's amazing. Last year, all these guys playing junior varsity football, and junior varsity didn't win a game.
Yeah, Chief Austin talked about the fact that they didn't win, but he did say that just because you don't win games doesn't mean you can't be coached up properly and get yourself ready to play on the varsity and create a little bit of an atmosphere of competition and who's going to be the guy to step up. And, it takes a while for these kids to learn how to play together. It does on any level, but give them a lot of credit for coming together quickly. And again, you don't score 46 or 47 points a game accidentally, so they're certainly doing their job up front.
So trouble now for the Spongers as Andrew Hagman goes out of the game. I don't know if Tarpon Springs had another center there. He's back on the field right now, but when he trotted off, I think they were wondering, okay, who's going to snap the ball now?
Yeah, he's coming back on the field. Just needed a quick break there. A tough kid and good size. And you certainly don't want to see anybody get injured, but when you're short already and you have a kid that size, you don't want him on the sideline. You may have to sit out a play anyway.
Yeah, first.
So now a substitution. Hagman does have to leave the game, and 68 will run in. So this could be a key play for the Spongers as Pappas now is back in the shotgun, and a flag comes down after all that madness.
Dead ball. Snap infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Those are the thing that drives the coach crazy. He's look. You can see the bewildered look on what happened, and a lot of confusion with your offensive lineman, whether he can come in or not. Has to sit out a play, and then you get the snap infraction, and you can ill afford when you're down 14-0 and trying to establish something before half to have those penalties. Those will get you beat.
First down, 15. Pappas takes the high snap. It's his man at the 32. And once again, it is Ronaldo Wright. Picks up positive yardage, about 4 yards shy of a first down.
Yeah, and if you're Eastlake and you played as well as you have in the first half, you just don't want the splash play over the top to give up an easy score. You've established a 14-point lead. They'll be okay with giving up the 5 and 6 and 7 yard pass plays and run plays, but just don't get beat by a big play.
Mark Tarpon's going to try and speed this tempo up just a bit. Let's see if it works. Second down for Pappas. They throw this one long. Man is out there. Dante Daly dropped it.
Wow. That's just what we talked about, was not getting beat over the top. Louis Pappas waits, gets great protection, a perfectly thrown pass. Sometimes those ones right in your breadbasket, you look ahead before to try to make a play after it's in there, and he just missed a great opportunity to get on the scoreboard right before the half. And that's what we talked about in Eastlake. You can't let that happen. That was one of the keys to this game, is splash plays, and they were lucky to avoid that one right there. Great throw by your quarterback, though.
Daly has 4 touchdown catches this year. That would have been number 5.
And he is that vertical threat, and they knew he can get behind the defense, and he did a good job of getting open and just couldn't grab that one.
Third down, Pappas delivers up to the 49, and the Spongers will move the chains. Once again, Ronaldo Wright's been the best weapon receiving in this first half.
Yeah, Ronaldo Wright is better at practice, doing a lot of things better than he has in the past. He come up a little bit lame there with his shoulder, makes a good first down catch, and a guy that they're relying on to be a playmaker for him.
First down 10. Pappas over to Daly. This time the Eagles defense feasting. Maynard right there to make the stop.
Yeah, Matthias Maynard, if you talk to the coaches, they'll tell you he's the fastest guy on this football team, and you can see right there when he sees the ball come out, I mean, he makes his break to the receiver and gets his hands around him and gets him on the ground. But that's a fast player and a good recognition play. And Eastlake trying to keep them off the board here, going with that 14-point lead.
Second down, nice shovel pass. The Spongers start to move it just a bit. It's Merrick's close to a first down. Kenyatta Merrick's out of the backfield.
You might bring us on, but
Only 5'7",
I don't know.
but he's got some nastiness that he brings to the gridiron.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you hear about a kid that size and being hard-nosed and nasty with some edge, but you can see him. He gets in traffic, and although he's a little guy, he's certainly not afraid to pour it up in there, and a good positive gain. But he's a kid that it's kind of surprising when you look at it. But those numbers, we'd like to have that guy on your football team. 22.8 yards on the average, and he's a playmaker for him. And that Tarpon Springs offense, Drew, we talked about, they can score in a hurry. So Eastlake's certainly not out of the woods here yet.
What an emotional offseason market has been for Louis Pappas. Back January 6th in Tarpon Springs, he called it the most amazing day of his life. In fact, he said, no matter what happens to me in sports for the rest of my life, nothing will compare to retrieving the Epiphany Cross out of the Tarpon Bayou.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful statement right there. You can tell what that meant to him, and, a very well-grounded kid, and a big moment in his life, one he'll never forget. And again, he's doing a lot of good things on the football field, but that has a special place for him and always will.
Trying to bring his Spongers back from a 14-0 hole. First down. Pappas pump fakes. So this time takes a blindside shot by Lillies. The senior defensive back came up from the secondary.
Yeah, does a good job coming off the edge there and getting around the block. And there's really nowhere to throw the football. He has time to make the play, but he gets around number 78 there, Mitchell Wilcox, and you can see with the pump fake trying to go up top, doesn't have the time, and a good defensive play there by Eastlake.
This one's going to be deflected. Eastlake doing a good job applying pressure. Stephen Burek making it happen on both sides tonight.
Yeah, Stephen Burek does exactly what you're taught as a defender. When you go in, if you're not going to get the sack, you find the quarterback's eyes and get your hands up when he's throwing it and get in the way of that passing lane and doing a nice job of blocking that pass.
Well, this is the 10th play of this drive coming up, and we've received word in the press box that Don Bosco Prep has defeated Manatee High School 22-16 in a big game down in Manatee County. Bosco coming down from New Jersey. I'll tell you what, the striped shirts have had a lot of action so far.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
That clock management, I tell you what, it drives coaches crazy. they're responsible for getting the play in a timely fashion, getting up to the line, and not getting called for those penalties. And we've had it several times here, and that'll be something when they go back to film study this week that they'll get buttoned up.
Say 3rd down a mile. Pappas down the middle as a man. And it's incomplete. Abraham was bearing down as Kenyatta Merricks was streaking right across that middle. And Mark, he was definitely in unfriendly territory.
Yeah, he certainly was. And you can see as the pass is coming, he knows if he catches that ball, he's going to take a shot. And, you give Devin Abraham a lot of credit right there because they're really being careful and cautious about defenseless players getting hit. And that wasn't the scenario there. But sometimes when that ball's incomplete, the official's pretty quick to throw that flag. So good recognition there by Devin Abraham and pulling off there and not really unloading.
So Abraham drops back. Now to receive this punt, 4th down and 22. Other drive stalls for the Spongers. Arjumon puts it in the air. This time he gets off a good one. Makes a bounce at the 26, and it's going to be down at the 18-yard line. And we've got one heck of a halftime show coming up. Lakewood High School, the Spartans try and play on despite missing Dante Fowler, their 5-star defensive end. Louis Pappas speaks after retrieving the Epiphany Cross on an interview we did months back. And first half highlights and stats from right here at Eastlake Stadium. That's all coming up at the half here on Bright House Sports Network.
Yeah, with not much time to go here in the half, and Eastlake up 14, you'd think they might just want to run this clock out and get into halftime. They dodged a bullet there with the receiver being wide open and not making the play for a touchdown to make this game a lot closer, but they played a very, very solid first half.
So DeNovo content to just take a knee. A flag comes down there as I believe somebody laid a hand on him, and the referees are not going to let this rivalry get out of control.
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep it under control. It's a silly play. The quarterback's kneeling down. No need to even go there. And
Dead ball, right? Dead ball. Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Just take a look at it, and this is something you can't do. It's just not a very wise decision. The quarterback's down. He's kind of taking a little shot there at the offensive lineman. Kind of a minor infraction there, but again, the officials are not going to let that happen, and it cost you 15 yards now, and Eastlake may want to rethink what they're doing offensively here with still 48 seconds to go.
And they spot the ball at the 33, and Atif Austin cannot believe that call. So the clock continues to run. It's been all Eastlake in this first half. Running back Tyler Lane with a couple big touchdown runs. And the things that plagued Eastlake in the first 2 ball games, Mark, have been on the other side tonight. They've been hurting Tarpon Springs for the first time this season.
Yeah, and it just shows you when those things happen, it doesn't matter who you are, they can get you beat. And Eastlake, again, a very strong first half. Tarpon Springs really yet to get on track.
So 14-0 is your score. Let's send it down on the field where Brooke Bennett is with Eastlake head coach Bob Hudson.
Well, Coach Hudson, you have controlled this game from the very get-go. Are you comfortable with the way that your team is finally playing this year? I know the first 2 games, a little tough. Are they starting to gel like you'd like to see?
I'd like to think so, but we're still making way too many mistakes. This game, nothing's comfortable right now, so until it's over.
Well, you say nothing is comfortable. What would you like to adjust now that you're heading into the locker room for this first half?
Just still some misassignments and some mental errors and, things like that. Kids are playing hard, but, just mentally and stuff, we got to stay focused on the game and not our opponent.
All right, well, Coach, we'll let you go take care of that in the locker room. Thank you. Drew, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you so much. Tonight's game of the week is brought to you by Subway Restaurant. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Our score, 14-0 Eagles. When we come back, we send it to the studio and our halftime show on Bright House Sports Network. The Eastlake Eagles with a 14-0 lead over the Spongers of Tarpon Springs at halftime, and a first half controlled by the team in blue. Eastlake set the tone defensively. And then they came out, beat DeNovo. Hands off to Tyler Lane, and Lane looked impressive every time he touched the football.
Yeah, Lane was very impressive, and they like him near the goal line especially. He's a hard-nosed kid. He gets through the small creases to get the ball in the end zone. You see right here, doesn't need a lot of space, and he's powerful enough for a little guy to get the ball in the end zone. And, coming off of last week against Countryside where they were dominated, they've kind of returned the favor here tonight. They've confused Tarpon Springs offensively. They've gotten after him on the defensive side. Louis Pappas has never felt comfortable in the pocket all night long, never really established anything. They did miss an opportunity in the first half for a big touchdown. Weren't able to capitalize on that.
That frustration building up for the Spongers as you take a look at the first half stats. Offensively, Eastlake dominating 137-62. No turnovers in the first half, but you look at time of possession also even. Mark, why is Eastlake ahead?
Well, pretty even there. You look at the rushing yards. I think Eastlake was fairly balanced and kind of controlled the ball. But you look at the penalties, and that's what they talked about. Coach Hudson said that's what got them beat last week were the little things, that inopportune penalties. And Tarpon had several of those during the course of that first half. But I think they really came out very excited about where the team was heading, kind of reestablished themselves, and had a very, very productive first half.
So when we come back, head coach Bob Hudson hopes the second half will be as good as the first. Eastlake 14-0 over the Spongers. Tonight's game of the week is brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. 14-0 your score, Eastlake over Tarpon Springs. And before we begin the second half, let's take a look at some of the games going on around our viewing area. Countryside and Largo, another game we're peeking at out of the corner of our eye here tonight. Lodiciega leading Northeast. How about that? 41-0. St. Pete all knotted up with Osceola. That game in the third quarter. But the Largo Packers, you saw them against Southeast on an opening Thursday night, Mark, playing Jared Davis and the Countryside Cougars.
Yeah, with Largo, you're always going to have a tough game against them with Rodriguez and what he does there. He brings a physicality as a coach, and the players feed off of that. So they're going to be competitive every week.
This Eastlake crowd tonight has been into this football game from the opening kickoffs. And the Eagles will receive here to start the second half.
Yeah, when you've had a good productive first half like that, I mean, these kids with all the expectation of what you're supposed to win and learning how to play with that kind of pressure, they really had a good first half. Now, can they follow it up here in the second half? Typically, that first drive offensively is when you can reestablish what you had in the first half. Let's see if they can get that done.
Juan Regalado to kick it off. Matthias Maynard is back to receive. Artavis Scott is next to him. Regalado, a low kick. And it's fielded by Maynard. Matthias Maynard hits it across the 15, and he takes a shot near the 20, out of bounds. Near the 25-yard line, and at the half, our Brooke Bennett had a chance to talk to Atif Austin. Brooke, what did he tell you?
Well, Coach Atif Austin was actually in better spirits than I thought he was going to be, and he really said in the locker room, the message to the guys is they don't need to change up a whole lot. They just need to really settle down. He's pleased with their performance. We saw when the ball got in Pappas's hand and he could get something done, they were able to move the ball downfield. So the message to them is just settle. They're in good spirits, and they're ready to get into the second half of the game.
I don't think Coach Austin is going to panic anytime soon.
No, he's a very well-organized coach. He knows you have to play 4 quarters, and he realizes, too, that if they make the one pass reception, they're only down by 7 points. So he knows they can score a lot of points, and they're not out of this football game.
So first down at 10. They hand it off to Tyler Lane when he picks up 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, when you get kind of manhandled like they did offensively and defensively in the line and the interior like they did last week, I know that was hard for those guys to swallow. And to a man, when you look in the mirror as a player, you say, we got manhandled, what can we do about it? They've responded very well with the physical nature of their play against Tarpon tonight, and looking to reestablish that here in the third.
Defense has been a huge key for this Tarpon team in the early part of the season. Those 2 regular season wins. Tonight they've been on their heels. Second and 4. Lane one more time. Just keeps those legs moving. I'll tell you what, the scouting report we have on Tyler Lane is that he never gives up, and we have seen that right in front of our eyes tonight.
Yeah, and he's very shifty. He's able to get out in space and make people miss. And when he gets in traffic, protects the ball well. He's got a nice stiff arm to keep the defenders away from him. And that's what you love about a kid like that. He just never quits. It keeps the legs moving. And when you do that, good things typically going to happen for you.
Mark, he doesn't have that true breakaway speed that some big-time backs have, but I think he can do without it.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's got football speed, and there's a difference between straight-out speed and football speed. And he gets in the creases when he has to. When he sees openings, he gets through them. So he can certainly get the job done.
First down and 10. Give it to the lane one more time. It's going to be a short gain. 53 was there for the Spongers. Ben Welvert. And a second down coming up.
And Tarpon certainly looking for some sort of spark there to jumpstart their whole football team. Perhaps it's going to be on the defensive side. And the Eastlake had the plan of ball control. It's up to Tarpon here to put a stop to that and get the ball back to their offense. And it seemed toward the latter part of the second half, Tarpon was sort of trying to get a little groove offensively and starting to move the ball a little bit. Be interesting to see how they start the second half when they get the ball.
Second down and 9. Nick Kessel perhaps showing some blitz. Ball on the ground, and DeNovo just has to fall on it. His defense has been the backbone of this Tarpon Springs team. Also, cannot forget, Mark, the coaching staff for the Spongers. Atif Austin was running his you-know-what off last year. He was doing everything inside the program. This year, Tarpon Springs' coaching staff, he is getting a lot more help. He's got 8 assistants.
Yeah, he's got 8 assistants, and you look at last year, he had 2 coaches, and they were coaching the JV and the varsity. So he said he didn't have time to do anything. Laundry, all the different things that had to be done, it was all on his shoulders. So he feels like now he can actually exhale, and he's got a number of coaches that they brought from college with him, and just a better situation all around for the football team.
Third down and long. DeNovo delivers. Oh, boy, Stephen Burek has been money. The safety valve tonight moves the chains once again.
Yeah, Stephen Burek, a guy that's just a big kid at 6'4", 230 pounds, just a traditional guy, good blocker. But when he gets an opportunity to get out there and make a play, he's reliable. Gets the ball in his hand, gets it up the field, moves the chains, just like what they wanted to do. A very good route. They get some separation from the defender, and DeNovo being very smart, knowing where to check down and get the ball to move the chase.
Where's the numbers on Pete DeNovo? 60 yards passing. Not going to light up the scoreboard, but very efficient here. Carbonelli takes it for a short gain to the 48.
I'll tell you, if you're a team that's supposed to be in the hunt for a championship, when you have a team down as good as Tarpon is, you have to be able to close out the deal. And that's what they felt like the first couple of games they haven't been able to do. But they do feel like being tested in those games has kind of made them battle tough. So maybe that's going to help them down the stretch. And they've got the early lead in the first half here. Let's see if they've learned from those 2 opening games that they really had struggles with early in the year.
Second down 8. High formation for the Eagles. DeNovo aggressively looking downfield all the time in the world. He was camping out. And finally, Burek, another catch at the 35. Stephen Burek is having a record night tonight.
Yeah, a good-looking player there, and it all starts up front. You look at the time that Pete DeNovo has just to sit back in that pocket. The offensive line doing a great job of buying protection. The clock in the head goes off. He makes the spin outside, gets on the edge, finds his big tight end, throws on the run, squares his shoulders, a perfectly thrown ball, moving the chains again. A great job there offensively.
11 first downs for this Eagles club here tonight.
Stephen Burek coming up big, 3 receptions with the 40 yards, and kept the route alive and moving, knowing his quarterback's on the move and coming back and helping him out.
Now we'll try lane, and you see that offensive line, Mark, starting to blow Tarpon Springs right off the football.
And they're very balanced. I mean, they come out, they run the ball, they throw the ball, and that makes it really difficult. The defense can't really set back and try to tee off on anything. If you come up and try to stop the run, they've shown that they can beat you with the pass. Very well balanced, very aggressive, very physical football game, and again, on the move, that Eastlake offense.
Mention Eastlake and some of the hurdles they have to get through to get to the next level. And the Eagles with Tyler Lane tonight, helping them get there. 12 rushes, over 80 yards. Second down and about 2. Held on. So the Gobbles gathering to sit on Lynn, but still able to make something of it as he's out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And this Eastlake program, we talk about where they got to get, Mark. Look at the past 6 years. Missed the postseason, then started to make some headway. Regional quarterfinals, and they've gotten there the last few years. But they want to get to the regional semis and the finals and then to the state semifinals. They want to get to Orlando.
Yeah, Coach Hudson talked about they've made some progress in the last couple of years. They've been to the regional quarterfinals, but he wanted them to still maintain that hunger that got them there, and maybe felt like early in the year it wasn't quite there with the expectations. But he certainly went back to the drawing board this week in practice and has his team coming out here playing very well today.
Lanes. All kinds of room. Tyler Lane inside the 10. Knocked down there by Jared Batania. Down 96 yards rushing for number 2.
Take a look at the replay here. Just a straight handoff to Tyler Lane. Good blocking. It's kind of like the offensive line caves down the defense. Wide open on the outside. The receivers get in the action, and Tyler Lane has been just a man on a mission tonight, closing in on 100 yards. And when you can run the ball and throw the ball and you're balanced like that, it creates all kinds of problems in Tarpon Springs right now with no answers.
Yeah, Lane used to hurdling defenders, as we stated before. First down and goal as Burek switches now to the left side of that line. By Lane again, just keep on feeding him. Tyler hurdles again. Touchdown.
I think that young man has some LeGarrette Blunt film at home and studied it very well. He's hurdled players all night long. He's made the tough runs when he had to, but just great blocking up front. Eastlake coming out in the second half, a dominating play. Just look at the physical nature of the receivers down the field blocking. Your running backs hurdling players, not to be denied. That's a statement drive by Eastlake to come out in the second half and kind of put their stamp on this game so far.
So Tyler Lane pacing this Eagles attack. 3 touchdowns, all of them tonight at over 100 yards. Extra point is up, and this one is wide left. So the score now 20-0. The drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, and lots of number 2.
Just a direct handoff on the outside. He's got the good vision to cut it outside, and then when there's a defender there who's low, what do? You go down low and try to take out your feet, you hurdle him. Get the ball in the end zone. That was just a very dynamic opening drive, both running the ball, passing the ball. That young man's having a special night. And see why they're so thrilled to have him in the backfield to hand the ball to.
3 times Eastlake has been in the red zone. 3 times they have scored touchdowns. And Mark, I was talking about state championships just a few moments ago. Here at Eastlake, they got their first team championship in any sport. This is back in November. Eastlake volleyball goes to the Lakeland Center. They take on defending state champion Martin County in Class 5A. The ladies get it done. Brittany Estes, Rachel Reed, they tied a couple returners. Rachel coming back this year. Brianna McComsky also on the club this year. They're looking for a repeat, but I think that's part of the school. Once you win one, sometimes others follow.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's the commitment of the school and their athletic program, and then sometimes it takes getting over the hump at whatever sport it is. Then kids start believing they can win on all different levels. We'll see here if Eastlake can follow suit, but a great win there by the girls volleyball team.
Now the Stenders come back. Greg Daly. The return up to the 25. And by the way, how's Steinbrenner volleyball faring so far?
Steinbrenner is doing very well. They're undefeated, and as you know, I'll tell anybody that will listen. My daughter Brooke plays there, and doing a good job and kind of growing into that position as a setter. And they've lost one game on the varsity side, but they're doing very well. Great program there.
Volleyball's like religion here at Eastlake. Tremendous program as Louis Pappas now with a 3-touchdown hold, 20-0. And that drive for Eastlake grinded up half of the clock here in this third quarter.
That's exactly the game plan coming in, was control the ball and keep Tarpon on the sideline because, again, they cannot score offensively. There will be a watching.
Spongers will sling it out. Kenyatta Merricks have not called his name much tonight. Fighting for yardage up to the 28. Devin Abraham was right there.
Devin finishes up. Matthias Maynard does a good job of stopping the penetration by the receiver there, and then his teammates are quick there to clean that one up. But again, if you're an Eastlake defender right now, you're okay with a couple of yards here or there. The thing you don't want to happen is have the receivers get behind you, let them have a big strike to get themselves back in the game. You've got all the momentum. You got kind of have your foot on their throat. Now you want to press down a little bit.
There's the numbers for Pappas. He's had some drops. His receivers have not helped him out very much here tonight. Merrick's in the first play. Eastlake simply not buying. Short gain, 2 yards, and a 3rd down and 5 coming up. Oh, we've reached the water break here in this 3rd quarter.
3-2 the ball.
Tarpon will use it to get a breather and hopefully try and convert a 3rd down and 5 from their side of the field next. Eastlake and Tarpon Springs, 20-0 your score here on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Drew Felios, Mark Royals, Brooke Bennett from Eastlake Stadium. 3rd down and 5 for the Spongers, and a big play they need to keep this drive alive. Darius Holsclaw, the Eastlake defensive coordinator, out on the field just moments ago, trying to talk up his team, saying, do not let this team get back in this game.
Hurry up!
Late substitution there. Tim Barbeau checks into the game. They'll line up along the line. 3-man front here defensively for Eastlake. Pappas rolling to his right. First receiver covered. Second receiver open, but he pays for it. Kenyatta Merrick's takes a shot by Cole Lilly.
Yeah, that's physical play. They look like number 23, Devin Abraham, comes in and cleaned this up. But Tarpon doing a good job of moving the chains. Louis Pappas gets out on the edge. Good reception there by number 4, Kenyatta Merrick. But Devin Abraham, and the coaches talked about him. He's not big in stature, but he's got a little nasty side to him, and he likes to bring the wood. And you can see right there, that was a statement hit. Good play there by number 23.
Looked like Lilly was the guy, but Abraham snuck in there, Mark. First down and 10. How about this play? It's Johnson. Onto Johnson. 8 yards on the game. Let's send it down on the field. Brooke, what have you got for us?
Well, Drew, we were talking about the Tarpon colors, the burgundy, the maroon, and the white. Well, over on this side, if you're seeing a lot of green, even on Coach Austin's wrist, this is a tribute to a player that they had on the team in the spring, Joey Boyle, who had an untimely passing. His favorite color is green, so throughout the season, they've just said, when you come to the games, whether home or away, just wear something green, that we keep him always in our memory. So, way to go for the Spongers, keeping Joey Boyle part of that.
Another trap for the Spongers. Ronaldo Wright had it right in his hands, and you simply have to make that catch.
Yeah, when the plays are there to be made, you have to make them. You don't know how many opportunities you're going to have to do that. Ronaldo Wright, the ball hits him in the chest. He does a good job of getting separation from the defender. You can see the ball is right in his hands, not able to come down with it. And the only opportunities they've had from an offensive standpoint to make big plays, the ball have gone through the receiver's hands. When you're playing in a tough situation, a tough game, a rivalry game, you have to come down with those plays when they're there to be made.
That's the 4th drop pass tonight in a key situation. Spongers trying to run it. Coming at you is Blanche. Kenny Blanche across the 40. But this one could be coming back. A flag comes down in the Tarpon backfield.
Yeah, it came out really quick. Did the emotion penalty. Again, we talked about that in the first half as they're explaining it to Coach Austin. He's not going to be happy when he goes back and looks at the film and the number of penalties and inopportune times. It's never a good time for him, but you can see the frustration there. Nothing really going their way.
Illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
I'll tell you, he's an impressive guy to sit down with and talk to, and what he's bringing to the program. You know, played there, was very successful there, a very organized guy. He's very honest with his players, lets them know where they stand, the expectation that he has, and you know, he's going to have a bright future as a coach because he's certainly his time in college and as a college coach brings a wealth of information to this program.
Yeah, said he could never picture life without football. When his playing days were done, his decision to be a coach was the easiest one he ever made. So 3rd down here, Tarpon slings it out, and Daly makes up for the drop he had before. Dondre Daly inside the 20, and now thinking end zone. He's down near the 5-yard line, but Tarpon Springs finally has some life after a 51-yard gain.
Yeah, Dondre Daly had the opportunity in the first half to make the big play for the touchdown, but you can see Louis Pappas gets the ball out to him quick in space, and he's got enough speed and that vertical threat to get down the field, and he's strong enough to break tackles. A big play. Tarpon's really not established anything offensively, but he steps up there with a nice run and catch, and they're in position to get their first points of the night.
That big play, Pappas now over 100 yards passing, and Daly. 4 touchdown catches this year. Should have had number 5 earlier tonight. They're handed off to Kenny Blanche. Blanche thinking end zone, but that big Eastlake defensive line there to reel him in. I'll tell you what, 82 Dylan DeBoer has had a nice game tonight along that front.
Yeah, and that's what they expect up front. They're big guys, and they expect a lot of production out of them. As far as the pass rush, they've done a nice job of containing the quarterback tonight with their rush lanes and doing a good job up front.
Yeah, he's a basketball player. They told Dylan, you got to be more physical. Markey's looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's listening because he's brought a physical nature to the game tonight.
Pappas, play fake. Louis Pappas down to the 1. Let's see where they mark this. It's got to be just shy of 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, just a simple bootleg there by Pappas. He has some opening there and a tough run. Not quite in the end zone. Gets it down to the 1-yard line. A great position to get themselves back in the football game, and it's kind of what they needed, just a little spark.
Along the left side, and Tarpon Springs is on the scoreboard. No, a flag comes down. So we'll see once again if the Spongers have shot themselves in the foot. And we'll be on Tarpon Springs.
Illegal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Well, we know one thing. Coach Austin has good control, too, because you know he's as frustrated as a coach could possibly be. When you're in the red zone right there, you're a yard away from getting back into the football game. You got to be disciplined and not have the penalties that have been killing you all night.
3rd down and goal. Aldo Wright splits out wide. Pappas. Incomplete. Intended for Kenny Blanche. Now 4th down and a big decision.
Yeah, Kenny Blanche there really didn't seem like he turned around and was expecting the pass. I don't know if there's a little confusion there on his part, but he never got his head around to look for the pass.
Eastlake players asking for their crowd to get into this play.
Obviously the biggest play of the game. If Eastlake can manage to keep them out and maintain that 20-point lead, you got to feel like that's a huge win, and Tarpon needs something to get themselves back into this football game.
Louis Pappas for the end zone. Daly trying to get position. No call in the end zone. Looks like there was contact, but both players simply fighting for it, and Tarpon turns it over on downs.
Tavis Scott doing a good job there of getting his head around. Throw the ball up, let your receiver try to go get it. But look at the coverage right there. He's got his head around, he's got his hand on the receiver, but he does turn around for the ball, finds it in the air, and knocks it away. Tremendous play there defensively.
So Eastlake using their best athletes, Mark, in key positions, and they've come through here tonight.
And sometimes you'll get that call when you have the elbow and your arm into the receiver. You'll get that defensive pass interference call, but the officials right on the spot and chose not to make the call.
Now the Eagles try to pound the rock again. Tyler Lane. That's just the run behind that big offensive line all night. It just seems like every time he touches the ball, no one's even close to him.
Yeah, Yeah, very shifty. You can see he cuts outside. He sees the spot, but all night long, it's just tough running. When he gets in traffic, watch, he'll turn it back up here to get additional yards. A tough kid, and when he gets a crease, he gets through it. He's able to make people miss. You see the stiff arm there, not to be denied at the touchdown. Another spot there. All he needs is a little spot, and when he has to jump over you, he'll do that too to get. Very productive night, well over 100 yards, getting the ball in the end zone. Just a great night to that young man.
There's the numbers on Lane, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. If you were playing high school fantasy football, Tyler Lane tonight would be your guy.
Well, he's your guy, and they keep handing it to him if it's working, and no sense in changing it up. And he's probably getting a little tired. They've used him well, but he's taking advantage of his opportunities. Have been a huge spark offensively here for Eastlake tonight.
Mark, this Eastlake coaching staff coaching these guys up this week. Bob Hudson, the head coach right there. We've mentioned Donnie Abraham, but can't fail to mention Bruce Taylor, NFL Rookie of the Year back in 1970. Also, Alan Zamitis. Bucs fans will recognize that, a 4th-round pick out of Penn State by the Bucs in 2006.
Yeah, when you have guys that have played in the league and you're young and impressionable, you want to hear what they have to say, and they bring a lot of knowledge here, and these kids are soaking it up.
DeNovo, play action. DeNovo's had a field day doing that tonight. This time he's dragged down by Ben Welver.
I see the replay here. There's really nowhere to go, and you know what? If you're feeling pressure, you've got to lead. There's no sense in taking chances to give up a big interception to give Tarpon a spark. So a good job of trying to make something happen, but an equally good job of just not throwing the ball up for grabs when there's nothing there.
Mentioned Welver. Orlando Brown was the first guy who got to him. Well, that will do it for this third quarter. It went by quick because Eastlake controlled the clock and the football. 20-0 is your score with 1 quarter to play. The Subway Restaurants Game of the Week continues right after this on Bright House Sports Network. Alongside Mark Royals, Drew Felios here at Eastlake High School. It's definitely the night of the Eagles so far. 20-0. And Bob Hudson's got to love what he's seeing.
He does, and when we met with him, there was no sense of panic. I mean, he knows what he has here in a football team and his coaching staff. He knows that they just weren't doing things, smart enough to win. And they went back to the basics and come out and have executed extremely well tonight.
DeNovo now back to throw. Down the middle. It's Burek again. What a night for Stephen Burek, the senior, having a coming out party tonight on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week.
The Marcus Jones outside the soldiers.
Yeah, great job. Just sits back in the pocket. He's got time and a nice little touch pass. And we talked about this kid all night, and what a night he's had. And a big target. He's a great blocker, kind of known for that, but he's showing he's very productive in the passing game as well. And when he gets close to him, gets those big mitts up there and going to get a drink of water, well-deserved. But he's been a big cog in that offense all night.
He's got that offer to Yale, but there's a chance that Burek winds up at Duke University. If the Blue Devils come through with an offer, we will see. Lane makes another cut. Boy, Tyler Lane just continues to grind out the yardage. He's out of bounds. Inside the 40-yard line, that's going to be another Eastlake first downs.
What I see why they're so excited about this kid, and first thing you might want to do is look at the size of someone and kind of make a judgment there. But you can't underestimate a kid that's got the football speed, and overall speed sometimes is a big deal. But he's shifty, gets in holes, tough. I mean, he has been tremendous all night long.
There's a running back comparison. Blanche has not really gotten into this contest. Tyler Lane, meanwhile, has owned it. Lane, right side. More positive yardage. Now some Tarpon players look like they're cramping up just a bit. You look at the sidelines and look at all the Eastlake jerseys, Mark. Eastlake, a roster that is very big, and they've got tons of kids, it looks like, on the sideline. On the other sideline with Tarpon Springs, not nearly as many players, not nearly as many bodies. Depth definitely differentiates between the two teams.
Yeah, when you have that number of kids to be able to draw from, then even the younger kids are stepping up and being a productive part of the football team, but it gives you a chance to build that depth and build a team that can win year in and year out, and that's their goal. They've been close. They're ready to start to close the deal now.
Second down and short. Carbonelli starting to drag tacklers. Boy, Nick Kessel rode on his back for about 10 yards.
And we talked about, controlling the ball in the first half, and when that was going to show up in the third and fourth quarter. And you can see right now, Eastlake is just manning up, handing the ball up the middle to your fullback, and he's not going to be denied, just dragging people down the field. The offensive lineman getting in there, pushing them ahead for a few more yards. But I think the dominance that they've had from a ball control standpoint is really starting to show up now.
4 carries, 20 yards for Carbonelli. Eastlake 3 for 3 inside the red zone tonight. This is trip number 4. It's Lane. Nothing tricky here, just straight ahead football. And Mark, Eastlake is a program that is in Class 8A. So when you're in the biggest class in the state of Florida, you're going to be a big football team.
You're going to be a big football team, and he talked about they're just over that level, just by a few hundred kids. And now that's the thing, is that they're learning what it's like to play when you're expected to win. And there's a big difference. Sometimes you hope to win. Sometimes if a few things happen, we can win. But they come out each week and now they think that they're going to win. And they're kind of learning how to play with that kind of pressure on them.
Second down and 5. Carbonelli inside the 5.
Wow.
Still carrying tackles.
What an effort.
As Tyler Carbonelli gets it to the 2.
I think that ball came out. I think they're probably going to call that down, but what an effort by Carbonelli there. Just a straight hand up, a dive up the middle, gets hit about 5 times, just keeps the legs going. The offensive linemen get in the game, start pushing him down the field. Just a great tough run, and just dominating up front by that Eastlake offensive line.
They say size doesn't matter. I think in football it does.
Not always, but I think tonight, yeah, you're seeing that. And it's really a response to last week and how they got manhandled. And they're a little embarrassed by it. They're coming out and making up for it tonight.
Tyler Lane going to make it 26-0.
Very fitting for Tyler Lane there to get that ball and get in the end zone again. He's been productive all night, and in the red zone, he's the kid. You want the ball in his hands. Just a good, tough run up the middle. Not a lot of yardage there to be gained, but your offensive line creates enough seam, and he's got enough vision to make the necessary cut to get it in there for another touchdown. What a night for that young man.
Tyler Lane, one of those players that is trying to attract interest on the college level. I guarantee you this game film from the game of the week is going to be his number 1 option.
Yeah, Coach Hudson said that as this year goes on, some of these kids that don't have offers are going to get some good game film to be able to start sending out. And yeah, he's gonna put that on the highlight reel for sure.
So just as Tarpon shows some life and drives it down the field, Eastlake comes right back and says, tonight is our night. 10 plays, 94 yards on the drive. Another 6:22 off the clock. And if Eastlake keeps playing like this the rest of the year, Bob Hudson and the Eagles are going to be in great shape, because after tonight, they're going to improve to 2-1. And they got Trinity Catholic, Largo to think about. Then Northport, another tough district game. Sarasota review. Tell you what, Palm Harbor University, they've got defensive coordinator from Largo, Matt LePayne, is their head coach now, Mark. They are 2-0 to start the season.
Well, and Eastlake knows that if they overlook any of those teams, you can get yourself beat. But what impressed me the most about Coach Hudson was we kind of tried to lead him there about the remaining schedule and how this season might unfold. He didn't want to get past this game tonight, and Tarpon taking each game week by week. So I think that's smart. Just line them up, knock them down, and at the end of the year, then we'll see where we're at.
Well, after tonight, he's got to like where they're at, because the Eagles have controlled this game from the start. And if you're Tarpon Springs, Spunger's going to try and at least leave here with some points Keenly frustrated right now on the other sideline.
Yeah, and the fact that they lost a close game last week to Countryside, they still felt like, as poorly as they played in some situations, still having a chance at the end to take the lead and potentially win that game, ultimately might be a good sign for this team, because when you play these close games, it really helps you as you get further into the season, into the playoffs. You kind of battle-tested, a little tougher, used to those close games. So he feels like that even though they lost, it'll serve them well in the end.
Louis Pappas goes to work from the 20, wide open. Was Kenyatta Merrick's. And Merrick's knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
And really the only offensive production Tarpon's had all night is when, the defense is really playing off and not wanting the ball to go over top. It's a good throw, wide open receiver there, kind of a blown coverage. But Eastlake right now is more concerned with that clock moving and not giving up the big home run ball.
4 catches, 51 yards for Merrick. First down. Pappas. They're going to get a block. They could play with his feet. It's caught by Ronaldo Wright. Oh, let's send it down on the field. Brooke Bennett, we talked about Eastlake volleyball. What have you got down there?
Drew, Eastlake played a very tough match tonight against Berkeley Prep. Randy D'Agostino, we've talked about in the coaches countdown that we did over the summer being number 2. Eastlake gave them a test, though. 5 games it took them. Unfortunately, they fell a little bit short. But Drew, we've talked about a school here at Eastlake that's not just good on the football field, on the volleyball court. Their softball doing well. And just as well, Alyssa Bates is now at the University of Florida. And earlier this week, I found out that Eastlake beat Countryside in the swimming pool for the first time in 5 years. And their head coach, Tim O'Keefe, well, he hasn't beaten Countryside in his 15 years on high school swimming as a swim coach. So this program, this school is actually dominating in Pinellas County on all levels of sports.
I think that they are a sleeping giant across the board, possibly the next plant of Pinellas County. And how about this play as Brooke was talking?
Yeah, Louis Pappas on the move there, making at least an opportunity here to move the chains, and that's what you have to do. You're getting some pressure. You have to throw the ball, so you're going to get the rush, and he buys a little bit of time, gets a little lucky there on the tip, but a good job there by your receiver of being aware of that and coming down to the reception to move the chains.
First down from the 37. Pappas and company not giving up. Running for his life, he'll throw it away. That'll bring up second down and 10. How about Brooke, Mark? She's got volleyball, swimming. She's got softball, football, everything covered.
Yeah, no doubt. She does it all. And I tell you what, the coaches were equally impressed with not only what's going on in the field, but when you look at the grades. And Coach Hudson, he has his kids every 2 weeks. They have to do a grade sheet. And he said out of 64 kids last week, the lowest GPA was 2.9. So that's pretty impressive that, it's important to get it done on the football field, but if you're not taking care of your business in the classroom, there's a problem, and it's certainly not for them because they're doing a good job there as well.
Second down and 10. Pappas throws it high and incomplete. Intended receiver Ronaldo Wright. Yeah, Eastlake, one of the smartest football programs around, and that GPA cumulative, Hudson claims, was best in the state for public schools last year.
Yeah, that's impressive because there are a lot of public schools, and sometimes, I think everybody's intention is for all their kids to do well, but you have to have things in place to keep them accountable and help them to understand the importance of that, and they're getting the job done very well there.
Pappas able to keep the play alive. It's not going to last long. Eventually goes down. He was held by the ankle, and Kalen Jones finished him off.
Yeah, good effort there defensively to keep coming after the quarterback. Louis Pappas is almost able to break free and try to create a play, but you're going to get a rush. You have to score in a hurry, so there's going to be pressure, and it came there, and they were able to get him on the ground that time.
Every time Tarpon has made a good play, Mark, they've made a bad one, or Eastlake has come on the blitz or made something happen to cause havoc.
And that's going to be the message Coach Austin will have for his team, that every time they had a little momentum, there's a penalty here, a penalty there, a missed block, a missed assignment, and you just can't do that against a good football team.
So fourth down. That's out to Daly. And Dondre able to squeak through there. Dondre Daly Touchdown.
Right.
That was impressive. Very impressive run. Just a quick little hit over the middle and get the ball into one of your better playmakers' hands, Dondre Daly. Division I guy, a lot of expectation for him, just a quick flare out. And you can see enough blocking up there, but great vision to weave his way in and out of traffic. When he gets on the edge, got enough speed to get it in the end zone for their first score of the night.
43 yards on the hookup. Most of it done by Dondre Daly.
And he'll like seeing that, Drew, but the one he's going to remember is the one that hit him in the chest in the first half for a sure touchdown. But a great play nonetheless there to get them on the board.
Regalato's extra point is good. And at least for Tarpon Springs, points and something to build on.
Yeah, just a quick hitter, and just look at the blocking up front by his offensive linemen, his fellow receivers. And I like the vision of finding the opening and then turning it back outside at enough speed to get in the end zone. And he'd probably like to celebrate, but I know he's thinking about the one he didn't get. But again, really the first offensive production all night for Tarpon.
The drive, 7 plays, 80 yards. I'll tell you what, when Daly gets the ball in his hands, he is exciting after the catch.
He's dynamic, and the thing that really stands out about him is whatever speed he has, he gets to it in a couple of steps. I mean, he's at full speed quickly, and again, he's been kind of manhandled all night. At least something to hang your hat on. You're able to go down and get some points, and with 6 minutes, just under 7 minutes to go, then likely to see an onside kick here to try to get that ball back.
So Regalato on the field for the Spongers. I guarantee you. Tarpon's going to try and
Get an
onside kick here. Eastlake on guard. You see the hands team on the field. See which way Regalato goes with this one. Looks like it's going left.
Onside here. Anybody
Robert Coggin out there for Eastlake. Patrick Brennan as well, number 12. They go to the other side, and nicely played by the Eagles as Full Lilly came up.
I feel
That's what a senior does. Lilly makes it happen.
That's why he's on the field. You get the ball in your hands and you get down and protect it. No need to try to pick it up, and you can't advance the ball. Just get in your hands and get on the ground. And possession is the number one thing when that play's over, and they're able to do that.
Mark, that is not easy also when you got a football coming at you, spinning all kinds of different ways, and 11 guys are coming right at you.
Yeah, the likelihood of you catching the shot to the head is pretty good on an onside kick, and you want to get the ball in your hands, get on the ground, and absorb as little damage as possible.
Barbinelli, 2 yards. Mario Reyes. And beat him right in the hole.
Benelli doing a good job with the physical presence here in the second half, and tough running up the middle, moving the chains, and that's exactly what they want to do right now is keep that ball on the ground, wait to the last possible second to snap the ball, and keep moving those chains with the 33 yards. Those are some of the toughest yards you'll see, but he's done a really good job of being a physical presence in there on the offense.
Second down and 5. Lenovo and company trying to close this out. Tyler Lane has the hammer right now. Down to the 31.
This kid's impressive, man. I can't say enough good things about his vision, and he sees little openings like a pinball in there, and it's hard to get him on the ground. Just keeps pinging around and finding space. You see just a straight handoff, great blocking up the middle. It's a huge hole, and he's not going to go down. He's looking to make additional yards. He's got great ability to shifty moves to avoid the defenders. Good running.
The final minutes here in Tarpon Springs. Still all Eagles, 27-7. 27-7 is your score on the Subway Game of the Week. 6:10 left to go in this contest. If you're just joining us, Eastlake playing their best football of the season. This is the game the Eagles were waiting for, and they have cashed in on all levels, offense, defense, special teams, and it has been a perfectly designed football game.
Coach Hudson felt like this is the type of football they should have been playing out of the gate, and was a little disappointed to have the close first game and then losing last week. But he did feel like time to go back to the drawing board and really correct the mistakes that they've made, and they've done so in a big way. And and come out here tonight in dominating fashion.
First down and 10 now. And some substitutions made for Eastlake. Jacob Miller, the junior running back, gets his first carry of the game. And Brooke Bennett is down on the field with my favorite portion of the night. Brooke, take it away.
Drew, talk about the Blue Crew. They have been going crazy behind me. And Nick, right here. You know, Nick doesn't even go to Eastlake. He's from Alonzo, a junior. Nick, this is your first football game ever. You got to tell me what the experience has been like for you tonight.
Absolutely amazing. Like, my goal was to come to my first game and win the Spirit Award. And I just did that. It's absolutely amazing.
Nick, have you been leading this crew behind you all night long? Because you guys have been rowdy from the time this game started.
Yeah, I've been leading them. What?
Nick is truly excited, and we're going to honor him being our fan of the game here at Eastlake against Tarpon because he knew it was going to be the biggest game of the season. Congratulations, Nick. Get back to your crowd and rally them towards the end. Thank you. Joe, we're going to send it back to you.
Brooke, thanks. The Blue Crew has been out and about tonight. It's been standing room only over there in the student section.
Yeah, a lot to be excited about. You know, they've had some success in other sports and high expectations for their football team. And you know what? You got to see a little excitement there. There we go. Come on, guys.
Giving that football away. I'll tell you what, if I was given that, you couldn't pry that thing away from me.
Well, you got to make a lot more noise than that to get that football away from me.
Third down for the Eagles. Stellar night for Pete DeNovo. Tarpon Springs, another mental breakdown, jumping off sides.
Kind of been the story of the night where the penalties have really hurt them. And
Schmidt, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
In crucial situations. And again, the 5-yard penalty doesn't sound like much, but I guarantee you, Coach Austin, he's going to have a nice talk after this game with his team and just let them know if you expect to beat good teams, you got to be squared away and disciplined. You can't make the penalties. You got to be aligned properly. You've got to get the play in and get it called, and that's on him as well to get it in time to really get themselves established. They really never found themselves a rhythm tonight.
Carbonelli, hard running. He is tough to bring down at the 10-yard line. And the good thing about this game for Tarpon is it is not a district game. Tarpon Springs in that 6A District 7. Dixie Hollins and Lakewood Ranch eventually going to play Largo. So games like this, Mark, even though it's your rival, it's still not a district game. It doesn't have any playoff implications.
Yeah, and that's a message he'll try to send to his kids. Hopefully it's a learning experience. Again, when you play a good team, you got to do everything right to have a chance to win. And they still feel good about where they are and the direction of their football team. They are a good football team, just not their night tonight.
Miller makes the cut inside. Look at Jacob Miller. Wow. Talk about a pinball.
What I love about these kids, you look at them, not overly big or whatever, but just a lot of effort and desire. Fresh legs coming in there. Again, good blocking up front, but has a good vision to cut it back upside in the middle, and then it just gets hit from everywhere. Keeps the legs moving, just about to get the ball in the end zone. But nice to see him get in the game and get a little part of the action as a junior, and a nice tough run there by Jacob Miller.
Let's see if they keep feeding Miller here. Get him in the scoring books with a touchdown.
We see DeNovo there waiting just for the last second possible to snap it, just to work that clock.
Instead, it's the workhorse, Carbonelli. I think fitting for number 20 to get into the end zone as well. A tremendous night blocking and paving the way for Tyler Lane.
Yeah, Tyler Carbonelli has run tough all night. You see him get down low in traffic and run behind his pads, and very fitting for him to get an opportunity to cash in there for the touchdown. Just a straight hand up the middle, finds a crease to the right side there, ducks his head, lowers it down for a yard gain for the touchdown, and pretty excited to finally get that ball in the end zone after the tough running he's done all night.
Gonzalez puts it through, 34-7. There's your score, 7 plays, 47 yards, 4:31 off the clock. Tyler Carbonelli, his first touchdown of the night. So, Mark, it's great to have you back in the booth here in this our 5th football game of the year. We've had a lot going on, man. Jeff Carlson, Mark Robinson even holding down the fort.
Yeah, you guys have been doing a good job. And, this is a treat for me as well, because I think at this level, it doesn't get any better. These kids are hungry, and, the coaches talked about it. Some of the kids have aspirations to go to college. Some just want to put the jersey on. So there's different levels of kids playing this, but it's about as pure as it gets. I mean, they come out here, they compete, they're trying hard. Some of them have these big dreams, and you got great coaches making these huge impacts in their kids' lives. Good to be back with you as well, and we look forward to a great season here on Bright House Sports.
Yeah, Tampa Bay area high school football, I've never seen it in a better state than it is right now. As next week we head to Town and Country. The great player Nelson Aguilar for Berkeley Prep, coached by Dominic Sayo, all the great days as Jesuits head coach in the 90s. They'll welcome in Lake Highland from the Central Florida area. That's next week on the Game of the Week.
Yeah, and you showed the rankings earlier, and Armwood kind of popped out there. That's a team that a lot of people is going to be hard to beat, but what a treat for those kids to go out to Vegas and play the football game that they did. Some of them traveling on an airplane for the first time, and that whole experience. So high school athletics is great.
Yeah, Armwood number 1, Manatee close with Don Bosco Prep tonight, but couldn't seal the deal. Playing Bergen Catholic in the second game of that Manatee doubleheader.
And not surprising to see Lakeland up there, and we'll have them toward the end of the year, and they're always a formidable opponent, but a lot of good football teams there. We're going to see a lot of good football as this year unfolds.
Pappas delivers. It's caught by Kenyatta Merricks. Merricks also dangerous, just like Daly, with yards after the catch. We saw Merricks walking around the halls this week in Tarpon Springs, and we're like, what? This guy plays football? Yes, he does.
No kidding. He's a slight guy, I'll say, but he's very feisty, plays with a little edge to him, and you can see right there he's fighting for every yard that he can possibly get, takes a big hit at the end, but pops right back up. A very tough kid.
So 2 minutes to go in this game, and now a stoppage of play on the field. Let's take a moment and look at our top 20 scoreboard. Some of the games that we're following, we'll check in on that in just a moment as you get a look at Eastlake defensive coordinator Darius Holsquaw. Great game his team has played here tonight. His unit's very sound defensively, and they got bailed out, Mark. They were beat a few times by long plays, but Tarpon, the wide receivers, could not seal the ball.
Yeah, you give him a lot of credit. He had a great game plan. He knew if he could make Louis Pappas uncomfortable in the pocket and bring some pressure and get him moving around, and also stopping the run, that they had a very good game plan and executed it perfect. Really pretty perfect, except for a couple of opportunities that Tarpon had for big plays. But aside from that, a very solid performance. I think they're back on track to what they think they can be, and a team that we're certainly going to have to watch out for down the stretch.
First down and 10, just over 2 minutes left to go in this football game. It's been a tough night for Tarpon. Pappas gets out of trouble. Out Louis Pappas in a scramble for a Tarpon Springs first down. He'll take a shot at the 48-yard line, and now the flags come out as some frustration is set in for this Spongers team.
Wow, pushing his own player there. A little bit of frustration there. Of course, it's been a long night. Andrew Hageman a little dinged up, and see some frustration there, probably thinking he's going to go in there and protect his quarterback. Maybe viewed that as an unnecessary hit after the fact, but tough night for Tarpon.
Personal foul, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
See it one more time. Haven't had much of this tonight.
What?
Happens right here.
Yeah, I see a little bit of blocking there after the play, and Hageman jumps in to take care of his people, and probably pushed the wrong guy there. Thought he had an Eastlake guy, but very, very frustrating night for the whole football team.
From the 36, Pappas caught Ronaldo Wright. Short gain. Mark, let's take a look, if we have a moment, at the top 20 scoreboard. Scores from around the area. Jesuit over Robinson. I picked the Tigers in that game. Don Bosco, 6 points better than Manatee, and Plant leads Bergen Catholic in the second quarter.
Plant uncharacteristically getting off to a fast start this year. Typically, they had their struggles early, but they've gotten off to a nice start, and again, leading tonight.
Second down and 6. Pappas running for his life. Done a good job eluding the rush, as is knocked out at the 37. I missed you, Mark. Week 1 when Plant hosted Jesuit. James Harrell's boys gave Plant all they could handle there to the end.
Yeah, I saw Coach Harrell in the offseason. He came over to a pool area where I live, and he brought his seniors over for a senior day, kind of a bonding. And he felt like he had a chance to really compete with Plant, and they did. It was a very good football game, and credit to Plant because they've gone through their issues with their head coach and some of the stuff that's been said about him. But again, they've gotten off to a good start, and Jesuits seem to be getting on track as we look at Donnie Abraham on the sidelines. Got to be feeling very proud of his football team tonight.
Abraham spent the entire night up here in the booth, so makes his way down to the field, enjoying the game is Dondre Daly. Just hold your breath every time he touches the ball. Second touchdown of the night.
Well, that kid's something special when he gets the ball in space, and he's the kind of kid you want to get it to him as much as possible. And another great run for the touchdown. Gets the ball in his hands and weaves through traffic, and he gets on the edge with enough speed to get in the end zone. Louis Pappas with the quick pass, just like the last touchdown he had. And you can see that kind of freezes the defenders with his feet and then has the speed to outrun the defenders for the touchdown.
35 yards. Touchdown catch by Dondre Daly. Again, doing it with his feet. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Tarpon Springs, that play in my playbook is being executed more than once every single Friday night.
Yeah, we're going to throw that a lot if I'm there. And you can look at the numbers, which could have really been a lot more than that. And he'll think about the one that he dropped. But, credit to him. He put that behind him. He's gone out and had 2 more opportunities to get the ball in his hand and weave through traffic and get it into the end zone. You can see he just freezes the defenders right there with a little stutter step, and then when he breaks it outside, he's got the speed to get in the end zone for his second touchdown.
5 plays, 80 yards for the Spongers.
Credit Tarpon for pretty much being out of this football game and still moving the ball and trying to create something and scoring a touchdown, and it's something to build on, and that's what Coach Austin will tell his kids. You still fight, you play until the clock says there's no more time. And as you look at Louis Pappas' numbers on the night, respectable night, but he was never really comfortable in the pocket. Eastlake did a good job of making him move around, and he did a good job for the most part all night of getting away from the pressure and creating some plays on the edge. And he's really improved his game. It feels like that he's almost ready to start audibilizing at the line and create some more things for them offensively.
Spongers once again set up for an onside kick. Juan Regalado. As time goes to that left side. This one on the ground, but fielded well by the Eagles. And Eastlake will close out this game from their 44-yard line. Interesting, as we near the end here, the conversation I had with Lateef Austin, Mark, this week, whenever I kidded to him about Tarpon Springs being a Greek community, and he looked at me and he said, we're of all diversity. We're a very diverse community. We're everybody banding together. It's not just the Greek community that makes Tarpon Springs special. I think that was pretty powerful.
Yeah, he's a very, very impressive coach, and having the experience he did at college and bringing it back here, you can see the frustration on his face tonight. It didn't turn out like he had hoped, but I think he's got the program almost the way he wants it and building it, and he went from not having any coaches to help him to really being able to delegate like he would like.
Miller adds to those numbers, gets it across midfield, and that could be the last play. Clock looks like it will stop again after the first down. But Eastlake is going to go on to the win here over Tarpon Springs. They'll improve to 2-1. And next week, take on Trinity Catholic. A lot of home games here for Eastlake. How many times do you have a football schedule where you're at home the first 4 weeks? That's the case for the Eagles, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, that's the thing now. They have to start playing with the expectations of a team that's expected to win every time they line up. And you can't lose sight of the important things they did. And they went back and cleaned some things up from last week and came out tonight very dominated.
So Eastlake beats Tarpon Springs 34-14. The Eagles control through the onset. Tough night for Louis Pappas and Coach Atif Austin, but the Spongers hope to rise again next week as Tarpon will take on Dixie Holland. For now, Eastlake victorious. Our Subway Game of the Week postgame show is coming up next.
Welcome back to the Subway Restaurant Bright House Sports Network Game of the Week. We have a final here at Eastlake, 34-14 over the Tarpon Springs Spongers. Of course, the time of the game that we get to introduce you to the player of the game, Tyler Lane, that is. Congratulations tonight, quite impressive. How big was this game tonight against Tarpon Springs?
Oh, it was really big. Coach wanted us to come out here and play hard, execute plays. And, the offensive line, they stepped up, and they just opened the holes for me, and that's how we came out to be.
Tyler, you were impressive. 21 carries, 159 yards, 4 touchdowns on the night. What does this say for how good the Eagles are now starting to get on the field?
We getting pretty good. We still got things to work on, but we're going to get some things right, and we're just going to come out next week and prepare for the next team.
Tyler, you are a senior this year. Of course, big games like tonight really help bring in those college eyes and looks. Is that what you're thinking about on the field here tonight? I know I saw a couple of USF coaches down on the sidelines.
No, ma'am. I just come out here, and I just want to beat this team and just get ready for next week and, thank my line. And I just want to come out here and execute.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Tyler. Here is your Bright House Sports Network Player of the Game helmet. Congratulations, and take that with you. When we come back, we're going to be joined down on the field with Coach Bob Hudson.
Well, tonight's broadcast of the Game of the Week has been brought to you by Subway Restaurant. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. As the Eastlake Eagles defeat the Tarpon Springs Spongers 34-14, Tyler Lane. That right there is your player of the game. Let's send it down on the field right now. Brooke Bennett is with the winning head coach.
Thanks, Drew. Coach Hudson, we talked before the half going in. You were pleased but not pleased, but now that you end up 34-14, what is really the feeling of this game? It is the biggest hype game that you're going to face through the year just because of the neighborhood rivalry.
Well, obviously it's a lot of excitement and very proud of the guys. We've been fighting. We've been in a bunch of, some wars so far this year, and I knew that going in, our first 5 games as well as the end of our schedules is really tough. So, just the excitement hasn't sunk in yet. I still, as a coach, I'm always thinking about things we got to do to get better. We got Ocala Trinity coming in next week, so, we got to get to work on them. But it's exciting. Very excited for the players. Obviously, this big rivalry. They got a lot of friends, that they just competed against, and, hats off to them and my coaches.
Let's talk about some of the performances. Let's talk about the excitement of tonight's game. Tyler, of course, dominating and shining with 4 touchdowns. Is this a guy that you just see getting better and better each time he gets onto the field? Yeah.
Tyler was our workhorse last year. We got to keep giving him the ball because he just keeps churning them out, He's such a, he runs with, just a lot of enthusiasm, and he runs hard. And he never wants to go down. And, Our quote is bleed that blue, and Tyler's our vocal leader, and he's the one that keeps going, very so proud of him.
Coach, we've talked about the first 2 games of the season being tough. Tonight's win, are you able to now see the guys that we talk about how big and talented this team is? As you said, Ocala Trinity coming into town. Are they getting better? Is this the team that you really think can get you into the postseason?
Well, we got a lot of work to do, but, we got as good a chance as anyone to, in our district and try to get into the postseason. Obviously, that's our goal, and compete week by week at that point. And I think, I like our chances. I think we're just going to hopefully just keep getting better and see what happens.
Well, Coach Hudson, congratulations. Good luck the rest of this season. That is our final 34-14. Drew and Mark, let's send it back up to you guys.
Yeah, the game plan executed in every sense of the word. Eastlake wanted to control the football. They did. They wanted to put pressure on Louis Pappas. They did. They wanted Pete DeNovo to have his chances, Mark. He did. Everything went well.
DeNovo was very impressive with the way he handled the ball and how he made plays in space and how he ran tough. And you can see on the run, squaring his shoulders with a perfectly thrown ball. Then when he gets on the edge, he's a physical guy and kind of lifts the team up. But you can see, even when he's in traffic, he keeps his head down the field, looking to make plays, and a really tough run here for a big first down. And they did. They controlled the ball all night. It started with the quarterback. Does a nice job of throwing the ball only where his receivers can catch it. When he's on the run, squaring his shoulders to the big tight end who had a big night. It was a dominating performance, one that they really needed to get themselves back on track.
Yeah, I think if there's one big theme that comes out of this game, Mark, you talked about the young people and the lessons that come out of high school football. Number 7, Artavis Scott, dropped the winning touchdown catch last week against Countryside, hanging his head all week, texting his teammates saying, I'm sorry. Tonight, a much better performance.
Well, you lead in a lot of different ways, and the fact that it meant so much to him to feel like he let the team down and that he thought enough to reach out to those players. And, I mean, that says a lot about, I think, from the head coach on down and what he's teaching these kids. But a good group of kids, a great effort tonight, and we'll be talking about them a lot as this year goes on.
Next week, we are in Town and Country, Berkeley Prep High School. The superstar Nelson Aguilar leads the Buccaneers against the Highlanders from Lake Highland Prep. It's Central Florida versus the Tampa Bay area. Next week on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. The final score here, Eastlake 34, Tarpon Springs 14. For Mark Royals, for Brooke Bennett, for the entire Bright House Sports Network crew, I'm Drew Felliers. We'll see you next week on the Subway Restaurants Game of the Week. Until then, have a great football weekend and take care.
In my phone shot stuff. Yeah. Shouldn't.